Hello everyone, this is Varaprasad and I am presenting you the daily current affairs which are useful for SSC, RRB and other government examinations. Let us start the session. Public sector banks have sanctioned collateral free loans worth 3,200 crore rupees in a single day under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman informed that largely the micro, small and medium enterprises located in over 3,000 Tier 2 towns were covered on the first day of sanctions of collateral-free loans. The amount sanctioned will help the MSMEs to meet the expenses towards payment of salaries, rent and restocking of goods. While making announcement of financial stimulus of over 20 lakh crore rupees under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, Ms. Sitharaman laid out the scheme for emergency credit line guarantee to the MSMEs. Collateral free loans worth 3 lakh crore rupees with 1 year moratorium was provisioned under the scheme. Under the scheme, MSME and borrowers from other stressed sectors with up to 25 crore rupees of total borrowing were allowed to avail an additional 20% of outstanding loan from banks and other financial institutions. The additional lending by banks and financial institutions is 100% guaranteed by the Government of India. EPFO pensioners to get enhanced pension. Good news for EPFO pensioners. The Employees Provident Fund Organization released 868 crore pension along with 105 crores arrear on account of restoration of commuted value of the pension. On the recommendation of Central Board of Trustees, the government accepted one of the long-standing demands of workers to allow restoration of commuted value of pension after 15 years. Earlier, there was no provision for restoration of commuted pension and the pensioners continued to receive reduced pension on account of commutation lifelong. The move will benefit over 65 lakh EPFO pensioners who are catered through EPFO's 135 regional offices. EPFO officers and staff processed pension payment for May 2020 despite the COVID-19 crisis to ensure credit of pension in the bank account of pensioners in the schedule. Government unveils PM Shivanidhi scheme to provide affordable loans to street vendors. Union government launched Pradhanamantri Shivanidhi Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, a special microcredit facility scheme for providing affordable loan to street vendors. This scheme is aimed at enabling the street vendors to resume their livelihoods that have been adversely affected due to COVID-19 lockdown. Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry launched the scheme in pursuance of announcement made by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman last month. Pradhanamantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras has achieved an impressive sales of 100.40 crore rupees in first 2 months of 2020-21 as compared to 44.60 crores in same period of 2019-20. Kendras have sold approximately 144 crore rupees worth of affordable and quality medicines in the month of March, April and May 2020, which saved around 800 crores rupees of citizens during the period when COVID-19 pandemic has affected the country. In these tough times of COVID-19 pandemic, we are committed to ensure full availability of medicines to all, said Shri D.V. Sadananda Gowda, Minister for Chemicals and Fertilizers, while expressing satisfaction over important role played by BPPI while implementing Pradhanamantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana through network of Pradhanamantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras. Government of India launched Kisan Credit Card campaign to help dairy farmers. The Kisan Credit Cards are to be provided to around 1.5 crore dairy farmers. Under the scheme, the Government of India is to provide Kisan Credit Cards to farmers that are associated with milk producing companies. The Department of Animal Husbandry has stepped in and circulated the relevant circulars. There are around 1.7 crore farmers that are associated with Milk Union in India. They were registered under Dairy Cooperative Movement. In the first phase of campaign, the farmers that are members of dairy cooperative societies and those that are associated with milk unions are to be covered. For those farmers that already own a Kisan Credit Card based on their land ownership, the credit limit is to be enhanced. The Kisan Credit Card campaign that provides KCC cards to 1.5 crore dairy farmers is a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The scheme will also provide additional liquidity of worth 5 lakh crore rupees to farmers that are suffering from COVID-19 economic crisis. One Nation, One Card scheme. 3 more states included. The Union Minister of Consumer Affairs and Food and Public Distribution, Shri Paswan, announced that 3 more states, namely Sikkim, Odisha, and Mizoram, are being included in the Integrated Management of Public Distribution System. Through the Integrated Management of Public Distribution System, the Government of India is trying to reach the benefits of National Food Security Act through One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. So far, the scheme has been enabled in 17 states and union territories. They include Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, and Daman and Diu, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Punjab, Tripura, Telangana, and Uttar Pradesh. By August, 3 more states, namely Manipur, Uttarakhand, and Nagaland, are to be added to the cluster. The scheme aims to provide the quota of food grains to citizens anywhere in the country. With the migrant workers having returning to their homes, the scheme would be a great help to them. New India Assurance General Manager S.N. Rajeswari has been selected as Chairman and MD of Oriental Insurance Company by Banks Board Bureau. She will replace A.V. Girija Kumar, who retiring this month and after reaching 60. Banks Board Bureau had conducted virtual interviews of 5 senior general managers of public sector general insurance industry with 2 years of residual services until May 2022 to select a CMD of Oriental Insurance Company. Rajeshwari is a qualified chartered accountant and currently the second senior most GM of public sector general insurance industry and would be retiring in May 2022. She had started her career as an insurer with Chennai-based United India Insurance and was later shifted to NIA as a Deputy General Manager. Some of the static GK questions are: Oriental Insurance Company headquarters is in New Delhi. Oriental Insurance Company founded in year 1947. Lakshmi Vilas Bank has extended the tenure of present Managing Director and CEO S. Sundar till May 31. A decision to this effect was taken at April 30 board meeting, during which Mr. Sundar's tenure was extended till May 31, 2020, or till regular MD and CEO took charge, whichever was earlier. Having been appointed on January 1, 2020, Mr. Sundar was set to retire on April 30, 2020 as per his earlier approved terms of appointment. Now, based on the approval received from RBI, the term has been extended, the bank said in a regulatory filing. Senior IAS officer Pradip Kumar Tripathi took over the charge as Secretary in Ministry of Steel. Mr. Tripathi succeeds Binoy Kumar, who superannuated on May 31, 2020. Pradip Kumar Tripathi IAS has taken over as Secretary, Ministry of Steels, the Steel Ministry said in a statement. In April, the government had appointed Tripathi as Steel Secretary. He is an IAS officer of 1987 batch of Jammu and Kashmir cadre. Prior to this, Mr. Tripathi had been posted as Special Secretary and Establishment Officer in Department of Personnel and Training. R.K. Chaturvedi, a 1987 batch IAS officer of Madhya Pradesh cadre, has assumed charge as Secretary in Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers by Government of India. Before being appointed as Secretary, he was serving as an Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor in Ministry of Culture. He has worked as Chairman of CBSE and as DG in National Skill Development Authority. Shri Chaturvedi has replaced P. Raghavendra Rao, who superannuated on 31st May 2020. Global ratings agency Moody's Investor Service downgraded India's sovereign rating to lowest investment grade, saying the country's policy-making institutions would be challenged in enacting and implementing policies which mitigate the risks of sustained period of low growth, significant further deterioration in government fiscal position, and stress in the financial sector. The downgrade comes against the deterioration in the country's growth prospects as national lockdown unveiled to stem the spread of COVID-19 pandemic has stalled economic activity. This has also choked revenues, including those from GST, prompting the government to raise its market borrowing sharply, which economists say will widen its fiscal deficit to around 5.5% of gross domestic product. Moody's action is likely to put pressure on the rupee, raise borrowing costs, and dampen investor sentiment, which is already stretched due to impact of pandemic on all major economies. A disinfection unit named as Ultra Swachh has been developed by Defense Research and Development Organization. It has been developed to disinfect a wide range of materials such as electronic items, fabrics, personal protective equipment, etc. Ultra Swachh has been developed in compliance with international standards of industrial, occupational, personal, and environmental safety. It would be available in two variants, namely ozonated space and Trinetra technology. It comprises of ozonated space technology and uses the advanced oxidative process for disinfection process. It is a double layered system with specialized ozone sealant technology which ensures the trapping of ozone for necessary disinfection cycle. Some of the static GK questions are: Chairman of Defense Research and Development Organization is G. Satish Reddy. Headquarters of Defense Research and Development Organizations is in New Delhi. International archer turned coach Jayantilal Nanoma died in a road accident in Rajasthan. He was 34 and is survived by his wife and daughter. Nanoma, an Asian Cup and Asian Grand Prix medalist in compound individual and teams event in 2010, met with an accident while traveling from Banswara to Dungarpur in a car. Nanoma was employed as a district sport officer in Dungarpur. As a coach, he produced several national and international level archers from Rajasthan. He worked as a coach with India teams in different overseas competitions. He received the prestigious Maharana Pratap State Sports Award. Archery Association of India condoled his death. Department of Telecommunications has banned the popular file sharing site WeTransfer.com. Department of Telecommunications has cited national interest and public interest as reasons for doing so. According to a news report by Mumbai Mirror, Department of Telecommunication issued a notice to internet service providers across the country to ban 3 URLs. The first two notices asked to ban two specific URLs on the website, whereas the third notice was to ban the entire WeTransfer website. WeTransfer is a popular file sharing website on the web. It has millions of users across the world, but the company has garnered higher popularity in India during the ongoing lockdown days. The website allows users to send files up to 2 GB straight to recipient's email without the need to create a separate account for it, while the paid plan allows file transfer of higher capacities. Most of the user's job is done by free plan. After the ease of use, this is the second reason why the website has become so popular in the country. It is unclear as to why the government has banned the website and what exactly did it find objectionable on the page, but for now, most of the leading ISPs have blocked the access of WeTransfer for their users. The last one of the session is Sports Authority of India to launch Khelo India Pathshala, a online coaching program for grassroot level. Khelo India Pathshala program has been inaugurated by Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Kiran Rijiju. He inaugurated the program via a webinar which featured the participation of young archers, archery coaches as well as experts from across the nation. Khelo India Pathshala program has been launched by Sports Authority of India in collaboration with national sporting federations. It is India's first ever national level open online coaching and education program for grassroots level athletes across India. Under this program, eminent athletes and senior coaches will taught modules to improve the technical skills of grassroots level athletes across India. We are providing you the PDF of this entire session in the description box below. People who want to download the PDF can go to the description box and click on that link so that you can download the PDF. Thank you everyone. Please subscribe to our channel for more updates. Please give your valuable suggestions in the comment box.